All right, Payne's fans. Now, as a follow-up to my episode review on episode 12, Painful Repairs, we're going to be talking about the money that was found at the laundromat. Now, we don't know the exact amount, but according to Travis, we do know that it is up to at least at the bare minimum of $20,000 plus because he said the estimations of repairs would be $20,000 to $40,000 for everything that needs to be repaired in the laundromat. We're talking about the equipment, the electricity, all the wiring. It is a pretty rundown place. Now, we do know that the money was somewhere in the back. I think he said it was like, you know, in the back office, like behind one of the machines or something along those lines. Then the money came out and it looks like Ella she literally got some of that, what, money lust or green love, I don't know what you call it. Basically, she flipped. I mean, she went from singing hymns. I will give the episode credit. Tyler Perry, you got the episode beginning with Ella singing a hymn while she's cleaning the kitchen, like, you know, Jesus, teach me. And then as soon as the money came out, money, 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 it was on. So for everybody out there who doesn't like my singing and think that I sing too much in the videos, first of all, it's all for entertainment purposes. I'm not saying I'm the next Luther Vandross, Michael Jackson, Prince, Bruno Mars. I'm just having some fun. Now, if you feel like that takes away from the actual video itself, I don't apologize because, well, most of this video consists of theories, thoughts, and perspective. If you don't mind, at least 15 to 20 seconds of random singing, I don't know what to say for you. Everybody needs a good laugh. Come on now, if I can laugh at myself for bad singing, then you can just sit there, tolerate it, and enjoy the rest of the video. Rant over. Anyway, back to the episode. Now, I feel like when it comes down to it, Ryan had no right to tell his mom about the money because Ella actually made a very valid point. I feel like this money brought out the worst in Ella, but in the best way. I feel like the best question is, if Ella had that money, let's say they found the money around episode 5 or 6, basically where Nyla and her kids were in the back of the laundromat and they came out. Let's say they found the money then. Do you think Ella would have invited them to stay at the house? Like, you know, you saw how she was acting with this bag of money, not wanting to tell Curtis, not wanting to tell Joanne, not wanting to share it. Let me just put it this way. Number one, I wholeheartedly agree with Ella that Joanne is entitled to none of that money. Why? Because she sold the laundromat. Number one, she did not know the money was back there. Number two, once she sold it to Curtis, Curtis became sole owner of the property. That is his building, the equipment, and everything that came inside the building. I don't really know how to say it any other way. And, you know, when Ryan was trying to say, well, she embellished it. No. She flat out conned her cousin to buy this place that once made $8,000 a month. But that, what, she said that was during a hurricane when it was like the only laundromat open. So even if it is open again, I don't know if $8,000 a month is actually going to be the case, because you think about it this way. It wouldn't surprise me if the hurricane, which happened, what, like 5 or 8 years ago, according to Joanne, since they've been run down, since, you know, with all the graffiti and everything is not working, who's to say there aren't other laundromats in the area that are taking all the business? So, I mean, I don't really know how this place could make $8,000 a month. Maybe, again, once it spruces up, maybe they'll be able to do it, but I don't really see how it will. I mean, hey, who am I? I'm not on the show. I'm just speculating here. I'm a viewer like everyone else. But let me just put it this way. Yeah, Joanne is not entitled to any of that money because she literally conned her cousin. But aside from her doing Curtis wrong, this is business. She sold him the property. That's his. So I don't really know what else to say. Unless the will clearly stated, oh, well, there's a bag of money with like $50,000 and Joanne is going to be the owner of it. That's different. Now, I will admit that's slightly different if the will definitely speculated that a bag of money is Joanne's. I mean, but that's only if it was separate. If there's like, okay, Joanne, I'm leaving you the laundromat. And then in another section of the will, it's like, and here's a bag of money that's yours. Then that, I can see why that would be different because, well, the money wasn't in the will as a part of the laundromat. It was a separate entry. But remember on the haves and the have-nots when the bank foreclosed on Candace's house, the body came with it. That's why it's inadmissible evidence in the case against them and Quincy Maxwell's murder. Same thing applies with this. Curtis bought the building. He got the money. I mean, I didn't mean to ramble on, but I'm trying to just break this down as much as I can. Now, yeah, I think Ella is right. You know, go ahead, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your greasy grandma. That was fun. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do like this Ella. She is a bit hypocritical despite everything she's said, done, and preached up until this point. But I did get some legitimate laughs from Ella in that scene. I did. But as I said before, I really want to know, would she have offered Nyla and her kids to stay at her house after finding that money? Or do you think that she would just be like, oh no, I'm going to take this money and we're going to fix up this laundromat and Curtis ain't going to know about it? Here's why I got a problem with it. Even though I wholeheartedly agree Curtis would blow through that money like Peter Griffin on Family Guy, you know, just by doing stupid stuff, I do feel like Ella does have a legitimate point, but at the same time, that is Curtis's money technically based off the fact that he brought the property. Not to mention in a marriage, isn't that like finding a secret account? And what, she asked Travis to escort her to the bank. So did she just dump all that money into like a joint? I mean, I don't know how their Curtis and Ella's financial situation is in terms of, do they have separate bank accounts? Do they have a joint bank account? Or heck, will she open up like a secret account and then have the place fixed up? Another question that goes along with that. Let's say if Curtis is in the dark about everything involving the repairs, if he just comes into the laundromat one day and everything is fixed up, what do you think will happen then? Like, you know, will he ask questions like, Ella, did you get a contractor to come in here? You took out a loan, didn't you? You know, that's how he talks. I mean, I don't really know how that will play out, but at the same time, I do feel like Ella, this is actually a good Ella scene, because even though I feel like it is a bit hypocritical, it does feel real in the fact that money does change people. And I mean, they do say that, you know, money changes the people around you more than the person that gets the money. But at the same time, Ella is a prime example of how the money does bring out the worst in you. It's like that mean green is the best way to put it. So I really want to see what's going to happen in the upcoming episodes, which leads to my next point, because if I'm not mistaken, I did not see a preview for the next episode of the Paynes online yet. Maybe because the episode just aired maybe 12 hours ago. So that's why. But if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there an episode of House of Payne where CJ or Curtis, I don't remember the exact details. I want to say somebody either got like a black garbage bag out of a truck. I don't know if CJ bought like a raggedy truck or something like that, and he's like, no, that money is mine because that's my truck. Or some, I forgot. I know they found a bag of money. They went to the living room of Curtis and Ella's house. They put the money out there, and you know, after going back and forth, that money brought out the worst in everybody. After going back and forth, they turned the money into the police station or something along those lines. And I forgot the details, but I feel like the same thing's happening here. You know, they find money in a random way. I do know on the Wayans brothers, like in season 2, in the, you know, where they had the newsstand in the building and whatnot, somebody knocked over a garbage can, and then the black bag had all that money in it. And they turned the money into the, I don't know about, I mean, I would be scared if I found that kind of money, but if it was in an inconspicuous place that, you know, was like, if it was in a trunk, if I had a truck and there was a bag on my truck or something like that, you know, then I'd probably go to another state or something, but I would keep the money. I wouldn't turn it in. But let me just put it this way. I don't think it is impossible for that money, and I even said this in the episode review, I feel like that money is clearly the result of some gang or drug activity, because Ryan even said when you know, Curtis, CJ, and Calvin first went to a laundromat in like episode 2 or 3 that you know, ever since this place shut down, it's really been good for nothing but, like, you know, gangs and whatnot, and gangsters to just come up in here and do drug deals and whatnot. So I feel like that money is obviously the result of some gang activity, and it wouldn't surprise me if like the person that had the money got shot, or they ran out of town. They went, you know, underground for a little while because the police were after them or something along those lines. So now they're probably going to roll back up into the laundromat looking for the money. And things ain't going to be too good because the money ain't there. But I mean, I feel like the best excuse would be, well, you know, we had a contractor come in here and and people just come clean this place out. So we don't know what you're talking about, dude. I mean, I would have just played it off like that. So, I mean, not that I would have done much good, but at the same time, it makes sense. Like, let's say the person who stashed the money away came back and found the laundromat brand new. Somebody would be asking questions like, you know, did you take the money to fix the place up? Nope, we had it fully renovated. I just came in and bought the place. Then the cleaning crew pretty much got rid of everything and fixed things up. Hey, who knows? I mean, I would have just made up something on the fly. But the question is, will the money, like the person who left the money there, will they magically show up after the renovations are done or before Ella even gets a chance to spend the money? So the real question is, what do you think of this scenario? Like, how is Joanne going to act? How is Curtis going to act when he finds out? But as I said before, I don't think Joanne has any say whatsoever in wanting any of the money, because Ella, I fully agree with that portion of her, you know, money speech about how when she was, did anybody else find it hilarious when she had that pipe or whatever and was kind of swinging it at Ryan? Like, what happened to that Christian woman I was just talking to? I'm not going to, that was actually really funny. And that's why I feel like Ryan is definitely one of the best new cast members. I mean, some people say he's too whiny, but I feel like he's a good mix of like cowardly, but at the same time, he can hold his own when it comes to humor, and he's definitely a treat to watch on screen. I feel like Lynn is so adorable, you know, little girl cliche, but then at the same time, you got the witty young guy and Ryan. So again, I feel like those two are my favorite characters that have been newly introduced. But with that being said, what is your theory on this money? Where do you think it came from? Do you feel like it was like the movie Soul Food when Big Mama left all the money in the TV? Or I guess you could say Curtis's uncle left the money in the back of a laundry machine. I don't know. But I feel like this money is probably going to be gone before you know it. I mean, either by spending it or the fact that they turned it in to the police or something dumb like that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think we'll see more of this mean green Ella in the future, or will she just continue to be the way she is now?